This topic is often brushed aside, but deeply impacts our spirit and overall well-being. I will be discussing the 12 reasons why masturbation might be killing your spirit. This isn't a topic that's easy to hear, but by understanding these key points, we can shed light on how certain habits impact us beyond the physical level. I will break it down into 12 powerful insights, so let's get started. Reason number 12. Drains vital energy. You see, in many spiritual traditions, energy is seen as life force or Kai. When we engage in behaviors that are driven by immediate gratification, such as masturbation, we expend energy that could be used for more meaningful purposes. But what do we mean by vital energy? Think of it as the internal power that fuels not only your physical health, but also your emotional and mental well-being. Each time you release, you're letting go of that vital essence that takes time to rebuild. This leaves you feeling lethargic and often emotionally drained. The result? Less drive for personal growth, and you may notice a lack of enthusiasm for things you usually care about. It's like trying to operate on a low battery, except instead of just feeling tired, your entire being, mind, body, and spirit feels diminished. Reason number 11. Weakens emotional stability. Now that we've established how vital energy is drained, let's talk about the emotional toll. One of the most immediate effects of habitual masturbation is its impact on your emotional stability. You might not realize it in the moment, but over time, it can chip away at your ability to maintain emotional balance. When you use this habit as a coping mechanism, whether for stress, loneliness, or boredom, you're not addressing the root cause of those feelings. Instead, you're masking them, which leaves you more emotionally vulnerable once that quick fix wears off. This cycle can make it harder to process emotions in a healthy way. You start feeling more irritable, anxious, or even depressed without knowing why. It's like building a house on unstable ground. Reason number 10. Creates spiritual disconnect. Many spiritual teachings emphasize the importance of connection, not just with others, but with yourself. When you rely on external gratification, like masturbation, you're feeding a pattern that pulls you away from your inner self. Think of it this way. When your focus is solely on satisfying physical urges, you lose touch with your spiritual essence. This disconnect can lead to a lack of fulfillment, even when everything seems fine on the surface. It's that subtle feeling of emptiness that creeps in, where something just feels off spiritually. Over time, this disconnect can grow, making it harder to access your higher self, the part of you that's connected to your purpose, your passion, and even your intuition. Reason number 9. Disrupts mental clarity. You might notice that after indulging in masturbation, your mind feels clouded, even if just for a while. But why does this happen? From a biological perspective, there's a release of hormones like dopamine that create a temporary high. However, this high is often followed by a crash, leaving your mind in a fog. This can make it difficult to focus, solve problems, or think creatively. Over time, if this becomes a regular pattern, you may find it harder to stay mentally sharp, affecting your productivity and overall mental performance. The more you engage in this behavior, the more your brain craves that short-term reward, making it harder to concentrate on more meaningful tasks. Your mental energy becomes scattered, and that impacts your ability to make clear, conscious decisions. Reason number 8. Fosters addictive patterns. One of the most dangerous aspects of habitual masturbation is that it fosters addictive patterns. This isn't just about the physical act itself, but also about the mental loop it creates. The brain becomes conditioned to seek out that quick dopamine hit, much like it would with any other addictive substance or behavior. Once you're in this loop, it becomes harder to break free. You may start to notice that your urges come more frequently, or that it takes more and more to satisfy them. This can trap you in a cycle that's hard to escape, leading to feelings of frustration and even shame. Breaking this pattern requires conscious effort and discipline, but it's essential if you want to regain control over your mind and spirit. Reason number 7. Undermines self-worth. Each time you engage in the habit, Especially when it's done compulsively, you might notice a subtle decline in how you view yourself. You might start questioning your ability to exercise self-control or feel guilty about giving in to urges that don't align with your higher goals. Over time, these small doubts erode your confidence. The more you see yourself succumbing to these impulses, the more you start to believe that you're not capable of making stronger choices. This belief can seep into other areas of your life, affecting how you approach challenges, relationships, and personal growth. It's not just a physical act, it's how you perceive yourself afterward. Reason number 6. Blocks intuitive insights. Your intuition is like an inner compass, guiding you toward what's right for your soul. However, when you overindulge in habits like masturbation, that compass starts to malfunction. You become so focused on gratifying your physical self that you drown out the subtle signals from your intuition. Think of your intuition as a quiet voice. When you're constantly seeking external pleasures, it's like turning up the volume on distractions and turning down that inner voice. Over time, this can make it harder to trust yourself, and you may find it difficult to tap into those gut feelings that usually guide you in the right direction. Reason number 5. Promotes guilt and shame. Closely related to self-worth is the feeling of guilt and shame that often accompanies this habit. You might feel an immediate sense of relief after the act, but later, those feelings of guilt start to creep in. Why does this happen? Masturbation, especially when done compulsively, goes against our deeper desire for connection and meaning. It's a form of instant gratification that often leaves us feeling hollow. The more this cycle repeats, the more we associate the act with negative emotions like guilt and shame. This can weigh heavily on the spirit, creating a negative loop where these feelings drive you back to the same habit for comfort, only to feel worse afterward. Reason number 4. Reduces life force Kai. Your life force, often referred to as Kai or prana in various spiritual traditions. This is the energy that fuels your very existence, your ability to create, to love, and to grow spiritually. Masturbation, especially frequent, causes a significant loss of this energy. When your life force is depleted, you might feel it as a general lack of enthusiasm for life. It becomes harder to engage with the world, to put your best self forward, or to even feel connected to your own purpose. You may notice that you feel drained and less vibrant, both physically and spiritually, after each session, which affects everything from your motivation to your relationships. Reason number 3. Prevents deeper relationships. You see, intimacy, in its truest form, requires emotional and spiritual connection. When you're stuck in a cycle of self-gratification, it's easy to become detached from the need for genuine, meaningful connection with others. Instead of engaging deeply with a partner, you may find yourself more focused on satisfying immediate desires. This can create a barrier between you and the people in your life, making it difficult to form deeper, more fulfilling relationships. The more you rely on external gratification, the less you seek out the emotional and spiritual intimacy that truly nourishes the soul. Reason number 2. Hinders creative expression. Creative expression is one of the most powerful ways to channel your life force into something meaningful. When you're habitually engaging in masturbation, that energy is often drained before it has the chance to manifest into creativity. It's like using up all your fuel on a quick, short-lived fire, rather than harnessing it to light up your entire world. Creativity thrives on inspiration and energy, both of which are diminished when your focus is on instant gratification. You may find that your motivation to create, whether it's art, writing, or even problem-solving, dwindles because that spark within you is being used up elsewhere. Over time, this lack of creative energy can leave you feeling unfulfilled, as though something vital is missing from your life. And reason number 12. Sabotages personal growth. Growth requires discipline, self-awareness, and the ability to delay gratification for greater long-term rewards. Masturbation, particularly when it becomes a habit, teaches the exact opposite. It reinforces the mindset of, I want it now. When you regularly give in to those urges, you're training your mind to take the path of least resistance. This can spill over into other areas of your life, making it harder to develop the discipline needed for personal growth. Whether it's in your career, relationships, or spiritual journey, you may find yourself stuck in cycles of procrastination or lack of motivation because you've conditioned yourself to prioritize short-term pleasure over long-term progress. Now that we've gone through these 12 key reasons, it's important to remember that this isn't about shaming or condemning anyone for their habits. It's about recognizing how certain behaviors can impact your spirit and learning to reclaim control. The more you become aware of these effects, the easier it is to shift your energy toward practices that uplift and nourish your soul. The truth is, we all have the potential to grow, connect deeply, and live with purpose. But that requires intention, discipline, and the willingness to let go of habits that no longer serve us. By understanding how masturbation can hinder this process, you empower yourself to make choices that align with your higher self. So, what can you do? It starts with awareness. Take a step back and assess how this habit may be affecting different areas of your life. If you feel ready to make a change, start small. Practice mindfulness, engage in creative activities, or invest your energy into building deeper connections with others. The key is to redirect your life force into something that nourishes your spirit, rather than depleting it. Remember, this is about empowering yourself to live a fuller, more meaningful life.